All right, we had a brief technical difficulty there. I have no idea what just happened. Absolutely no clue. We were just going along and then everything just went dark. So, what we were doing, I'm going to give everybody time to get back on. We were doing a mock draft, and for those listening on Spotify and SoundCloud, you could probably use a recap anyway. So, let me give you a recap of what we've done so far. Like I said, we were going along doing this mock draft, and then everything crashed. I have absolutely no idea what just happened. No clue. Sorry about that, everybody. But we're back on now. Like I said, I'm giving everybody time to get back on. Let me recap what we've done so far here with the mock draft. At number one, I had the Titans taking Cam Ward. That's just where I'm leaning right now. It's where I feel like, for days it was Abdul Carter, and now I feel like Cam Ward has re entered the chat. So I had the Titans taking Cam Ward at one. I had the Browns taking Travis Hunter at two. In this situation, I just don't think the Browns would. I just don't think Shador Sanders would be a good fit for the Browns. I had Abdul Carter going to the Giants at three. I know edge rush is not listed as like a big need for them, but I think in this situation, if you are the Giants, Cam Ward's gone, Travis Hunter's gone. I think they're not passing up Abdul Carter. So I had the Giants taking Carter. Like most, I had the Patriots taking Will Campbell, the tackle from New England. Like most, I had Jacksonville taking Mason Graham, the defensive tackle from Michigan. I had the Raiders taking Ashton Jeanty from Boise State. Now, I know a lot of people in this scenario would have had them taking Shador Sanders, but I personally think that the Raiders are going to sign Sam Darnold in free agency. And I think Ashton Jeanty in that scenario would be a good pickup for them because take some of the weight off of Darnold. So I've got Ashton Jeanty at six, and then I've got Shador Sanders at seven going to the Jets. New York, Sanders, Prime, come on. Number eight, I had Jahdae Barron, corner from Texas, going to the Panthers, even though I feel like I should have had Will Johnson from Michigan. But I had Jahdae Barron, corner from Texas, going to Carolina at eight. Luther Burden, the third, the wide receiver from Missouri, going to the Saints at nine. At James Pierce Jr., edge rusher from Tennessee, going to Chicago at 10. Josh Simmons, tackle from Ohio State, going to the San Francisco 49ers at 11. Matthew Golden, wide receiver from Texas, going to Dallas at 12. I know some people would disagree with that, but I think Dallas is always going to do weird things. Matthew Golden's stock has risen at the combine, so I think the Cowboys go with him. And then last but not least, I had the Dolphins taking Kelvin Banks Jr., tackle from Texas. And now I'm to the Colts. And as I was saying before everything crashed, I would not like this scenario because I think this guy's going to be a really good player, and I think he would do really well in Indianapolis if they get a new quarterback. I've got Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State, going to the Indianapolis Colts at number 14. And I hate that because I think Tyler Warren would be a good fit there. I think he's going to be a really good tight end. But I think like he's my pick to go to the Colts at 14. And I would hate that because that would be a great pickup for them. Now we get to the Atlanta Falcons at number 15. And for those that are just tuning in, everything crashed. I don't know what happened. But we're going all the way to number 35, which is the Titans' second round pick. We're going to go all the way there. So the Atlanta Falcons at number 15, obviously edge rush, a need for them. And I think, Will Johnson in this scenario still there at 15. Like, I think the Falcons very well could go Will Johnson, but they have such trouble getting to the passer. I'm going to say they take Mike Green, the edge rusher from Marshall. I've got Mike Green going to Atlanta at number 15. Then we get to the Arizona Cardinals at 16. They need offensive line, they need defensive line, but somebody has got to go Will Johnson here. So I got to keep an eye on that. I mean, I'm going to say this Walter Nolan from Ole Miss. I think his stock has really dropped a lot this week. I'm going to say Arizona takes Armand. I don't know how to pronounce his name correctly, so if I butcher it, don't judge me. Armand Membo, the tackle from Missouri, going to Arizona at 16. I think you're going to see a lot of offensive line pickups here in the first round of the draft. So I got Arizona going with him. Cincinnati, I think this is where, I mean, T. Higgins, I guess, is back. Offensive line, I feel like, is always a need for Cincinnati. I'm going to say, I don't know if we've taken any guards yet, and the highest ranked guard is, I mean, it's just, it would be crazy. I'm going to say they go, because defensive line's a need, I'm going to say the Bengals go Kenneth Grant, defensive lineman from Michigan, to the Bengals at 17. Number 18, this is Seattle. Again, offensive line, everybody needs offensive line help, but they also need edge rushers, and those are been flying off the board here. This Texas A&M Shamar Stewart. Yeah, I'm gonna go Shamar Stewart, edge rusher from Texas A&M, to the Seahawks at 18. Now, in this scenario, Will Johnson has fallen way far, and I think that could happen because I think everybody's just going to be drafting offensive linemen and edge rushers. I'm going to say the Bucks get Will Johnson at 19. I'm going to say the Bucks get Will Johnson at 19. He falls to. Somebody falls every year. I'll say Will Johnson. And then Denver at number 20, I say they go Tet McMillan. I think Denver goes Tet McMillan, get another weapon for Bo Nix. Tet McMillan, as I said, his stock dropping, so Denver can get him at 20. Number 21, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. They need a quarterback, but I don't think they're going to find him in this draft. Definitely not in the first round. But this Emeka Egbuka, that guy just has Pittsburgh Steelers written all over him. And that's who I'm going with for the Steelers. Emeka Egbuka, the wide receiver from Ohio State, going to Pittsburgh at 21. Then we get to the LA Chargers, 22. We haven't had any other running backs since Ashton Jeanty. I know that's like stacked with running backs in this draft. They need a guy. Omarion Hampton is the next best running back according to Pro Football Focus. I'm going to say the Chargers get him. I'm going to say the Chargers go running back. Omarion Hampton. Then we get to, especially with the Vikings coming up, who also have running back listed as a need. The Packers at 23. A lot of people need edge rushers, corners. I'm going to say Green Bay goes edge rush as well. Michael Williams, edge rusher from Georgia. Let's have him going to the Packers at 23. Vikings at 24. That's an interesting one. Derek Harmon, defensive lineman from Oregon, maybe. They could go running back as well. I'm going to say, yeah, let's go Derek Harmon, defensive lineman from Oregon, to Minnesota at 24. I don't know how this matches up with like Mel Kiper and all the others. Our good friends, the Houston Texans, at 25. You know, offensive line feels like what they need, but I feel like I'm going to have them go with this wide receiver from Stanford, Alik Iomanor. I don't know how. I mean, I just butchered that. I just butchered it. That's who I got Houston taking at 25. I mean, the Stephon Diggs thing didn't work out. They were rumored to get Deebo Samuel. They didn't. They need more weapons. I know offensive line's a major need, but that guy's stock has risen at the combine as well. The Rams, I'm going to say the Rams go Jahad Campbell, the linebacker from Alabama, at 26. Nearing the end of the first round here, Baltimore Ravens at number 27. I mean, I feel like they always need wide receivers. I feel like they never have the wide, but edge rush is such a Donovan. I don't even want to try the last name. Edge rusher from Boston College. That's who I'm going to have going to Baltimore, just because. I mean, I know wide receiver. I just don't see any wide receiver in this scenario that they would take right there. Donovan Azirua. I don't even know. I don't even want to try. From Boston College. Going to Baltimore. Number 28, the Detroit Lions. Oh, man. This guy has Detroit written all over him. I don't know. Just this name is one that you can imagine like being called out for making a tackle Detroit. Jalen Walker, linebacker from Georgia, to Detroit at number 28. Washington Commanders, number 29. Says they need a tackle. Let's say they go Gray Zabel, tackle from North Dakota State at number 29. Buffalo at 30. Wide receiver. I don't think this Walter Nolan from Ole Miss is getting picked in the first round. I just don't. I feel like it's just he's lost a lot of steam. Buffalo could use a wide receiver. I'm going to say Buffalo goes with Darius Alexander, defensive lineman from Toledo. That just, again, I can see that. I mean, they need wide receivers so bad. I just don't see one that they would take right there. I don't know. Kansas City, number 31. I mean, I feel like they need wide. I mean, they don't have anybody at wide receiver, but doesn't have that listed as a need. I feel like the Chiefs, I don't know if I've let Malachi Starks, the safety, drop so far because I just don't view safety as like a premium position. I just keep seeing all these teams that have other needs that I just don't know if he would be taken. I'm going to have them take Chiefs, by the way, taking Josh Connerly Jr., tackle from Oregon. A lot of offensive linemen taken in the first round of this draft. And last but not least, in the first round, the Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl champions. Why does it say wide receiver is the number one need for them? That's insane. I'm going to say they go Nick Skirton, edge rusher from Texas A&M. Like they need more edge rushers, but you know what? They're losing Sweat, right? Now we get to the second round. We're going all the way through the Titans. The Browns, I had them take Travis Hunter in the first round. Obviously, quarterback is not something they're going to be able to take care of here. I'm going to say, like I said, I haven't had a lot of running backs fly off the board. I'm going to say Cam Skattebo. Could the Browns go with Skattebo? Because I feel like running backs are going to start flying off in the second round. Ugh. I don't know, man. Tackle and corner is what's listed as the other needs. You know what? I'm going to say the Browns. Let's do this. Let's have the Browns go Cam Skattebo. Wouldn't that be interesting? The Browns go Cam Skattebo. New York Giants, I had them going Abdul Carter round 1, which was not a premier need for them. I'm going to say the Giants take this Malachi Starks. I got to have Malachi Starks off the board. I mean, he's a safety. I had him drop all the way out of the first round just because he's a safety. And then we end it with the Titans with their second round pick. Obviously, I took Cam Ward in the first round. In this scenario, I know tackle is, offensive tackle is where a lot of people would go. Edge rush in this situation. This has Landon Jackson as the top edge rusher. I tell you what, guys. This Jaden Higgins, wide receiver from Iowa State, I would love to get him. But I feel like the responsible thing to do would be to look at edge rushers, since we didn't go Abdul Carter. Landon Jackson. Jack Sawyer, I feel like his draft stock. I'm going to go with the edge rusher from Ole Miss, Princely Umanmielen. Get you the edge rusher in the second round. So there you go. My mock draft, I've got the Titans going Cam Ward and Princely. Gosh, I don't want to say his name again. I'm going to butcher it. Umanmielen. So you get the quarterback round 1, edge rusher round 2. But man, that Jaden Higgins from Iowa State, that wide receiver, I would love to get him. I just don't know if they draft him that high. Sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody. This has been the Two Tone Talk by God Pod, episode 152. Be back next Monday. Be looking on the channel this week for content. Subscribe, like. I appreciate you. Thank you, guys. Tighten up.